The following is a coordinate plane. We call it the coordinate plane because you plot ordered pairs or coordinates on it. It is made out of 4 coordinates. So we have 1, and then they are labeled going counterclockwise. 2, 3, and 4. In the first quadrant, you would have your x and y values are both positive. This is an ordered pair. One huge mistake I see students make is they forget to put parentheses and a comma in between the 2 points. In the center of the coordinate plane is the origin. The origin has a coordinate point of 0, 0. That means the x value is 0 and the y value is 0. In the first quadrant, the x and y values are both positive. If you see along the x-axis here, all these numbers are positive, and the y-axis, all the numbers are positive. The coordinate plane is based off of 2 number lines. This is a number line, and this is a vertical number line. It helps to think of this one sort of like a thermometer. And after 0, these are all negative numbers. In the second quadrant, we have negative x values and positive y values. So these are negative numbers and these are positive numbers. In the third quadrant, both x and y are negative. In the fourth quadrant, the x is positive and the y is negative. So I have some points here to graph. When you're done graphing, connect these points. Only connect the points if it asks you to connect the points. So A is negative 3, 5. This is my x value and this is my y value. So I'm going to go over to negative 3. Notice how negative 3 is right on the line. It is not in the box. It is right on the line, the intersection. So I'm going to go to negative 3 and go down up to 5. Negative 3 up to 5, and that is point A. B is 6, 4. X value is 6. Y value is positive 4. C is positive 6, negative 9. Positive 6 for our x value and negative 9 all the way down here. C. And D is negative 10, negative 5. Negative 10, the x value, and negative 5 here. I will now connect my points using a ruler. And I have made a 4-sided figure, which is a quadrilateral. Sometimes you are given a plain piece of graph paper and asked to make a coordinate plane to plot some points. So I will hold it like this. And the points that I'm going to graph today are labeled as the Moon 17, 824, Venus 88, 163, and Earth 102, 140. So when you have a blank piece of paper, you need to think to yourself, where do your points go, and how should you label your graph so it makes sense? So I'm going to make this the first quadrant since all of my numbers are positive. So right here, since this is the first quadrant, I'm not going to worry about quadrants 2, 3, and 4. I do not need to include them on my graph because nothing is negative. We're only going to work with the first quadrant here. So I'm going to label this point right here the origin. And I'm going to label this the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. Now, looking at my points, I can't just label all my boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I'm not going to make up to 102 on the x-axis and 824 on the y-axis. So I'm going to look at it here and I'm going to say, okay, so this goes 17, 88, 102. I need to at least see those numbers. I'm going to count by tens on the x-axis. When you label your axis, they need to go in the same increments because all of these are the same distance apart. So I'm going to make this 10, and if you notice it's going right along the line, 20, 30, 40, okay? So on my x-axis, I will definitely hit 17, 88, and 102. My y-axis goes from 140 to 824. So looking at my y-axis, it's a little smaller. I think I'm going to count by 50s. 50, 100. Okay, so my first point is 17, 824. So I go to my x-axis and find 17. I don't actually see 17, but I know that 17 would fall between 10 and 20, and it's a little closer to 20, so I'm going to say 17 is about here, and 824 is going to be halfway between 800 and 850. So I'm going to label this 17, 824, the moon. Next, I have 88, 163. So I go to my x-axis, and I see that 88 would be between 80 and 90. About right here. 163 would be a little bit after 150. 88, 163, and this was Venus. Last Earth was 102, 140. So I go over to 100. It's a little after 100, so 102, all the way up right here. And this was Earth. This is a scatter plot, which means that I do not connect my coordinate points.